everybody. I'm Brian Gerber. I'm a board member of the International Documentary Association. And just wanted to thank you again, Louie Psihoyos, for this really just incredible and powerful movie. And thank you for showing up. I know it's a big weekend, and we really appreciate you coming out and being here for everybody. So
well, thanks for coming out and seeing it. I mean, it's like we just had to make it. Yeah, I mean, it's thanks for the applause, but this is really making a film is such a collaborative effort. As a still photographer and National Geographic for over the course of 18 years, it's a very lone wolf kind of experience. But making a film is like it's a collaborative experience. So, the director John Ford probably said it best. He said that making a film is like painting a picture with an army. I just happen to have a really good army with me. My secret is that I surround myself with people a lot better at it than I am.
To that point, I don't know, but I was told before the screening that there were maybe some other people from the film that are here tonight.
I don't think so. I think they all left me here to do this by myself. I paid for dinner and they left. That's just me. Sorry.
All right. Well, it's just that's good.
My wife is here.
All right. So I wanted to ask a couple questions, and then we'll open it up to the crowd here. But I guess my first question really is: so the film ends and tells us sort of what happened to the story so far, and so what's going on now?
Huge things, really. I mean, we have. People said that this film can never be shown in Japan. Well, we have Japanese distribution. It's going to be shown next month in Japan. It's like a whole litany of stuff that's happened. That's really kind of try to remember everything that's happened. It's like last week they shut down the Cove. It looks like be careful. It's like a qualified win. It looks like the national government has said you can't kill dolphins here anymore, so they've created an artificial cove outside, and so they're still killing them out like a half mile offshore. But that to me is good news. It means that it's like their circle is getting smaller. They realize it's like Hitler has gone to its bunker. That's how I sort of liken this whole thing. The whole town was mandated to get tested for mercury, and the town's 3,444 people in the town. The first 1,000 people had a 20 times higher level of mercury in their blood than the average person out in the street in Japan, which has a 10 times higher level than WHO says is safe, the World Health Organization. It's just it's hard. There's God, so many events. I mean, even like this last week, the SeaWorld thing that's been going on. I mean, you couldn't have timed this any better. It's horrible that what happened to that poor trainer, but I think Jacques Cousteau probably said it best. He said, the educational benefit of watching a dolphin in captivity would be like learning about humanity only by watching a prisoner in solitary confinement. I think when you take these, sentient, intelligent animals out of the wild, you force them to do stupid tricks for our amusement, it says more about our intelligence than it does theirs. There's never been in the history of mankind, in the history of the world, there's never been a single killer whale, an orca, documented killing a human being. And you have one orca that's killed 3 people in a short lifetime. And by the way, there's another documented evidence that we have of a dolphin trainer being killed December 24th in Canary Islands by another SeaWorld dolphin. So this is, when you have an animal that has a 4 times bigger brain than anybody here in the room, it has more convolutions of the gray matter. It's like these little fjords of the brain for sensory neurons. They're more sensitive than us. And, these animals are captured and forced to do these tricks for us. It's just a form of bad education. I mean, I think that's what we learned from this. If there's any educational benefit to watching a dolphin in captivity, it's what the events of this last week. It doesn't work. It's just a form of bad education.
I wonder, what is the town itself aware that a film's been made about it?
Oh, you have no idea. They're incredibly aware of it. I think it was. I can't remember. Those things change so fast. But it's like in October, I went to the Tokyo Film Festival, and there's arrest warrants out for everybody in the OPS crew, and conspiracy to disrupt commerce, trespassing, and photographing police without their permission. And I went there, knowing that I could get arrested. But in the audience were all the bad guys. private space. More Nuki, the guy that got fired, the mayor Taiji, and all the dolphin hunters and their attorneys. And they had a very similar response to you. It wasn't a standing ovation, but it was like, clapping. And that, like in the Japanese culture, that's like a standing ovation. And they all filed out and left the audience. But I said to the people that were left, which was just about everybody, I said, this film isn't like a Japan bashing movie. This movie to me is a love letter, because I'm giving you the information your own government won't give you. I found out through the making of this film that I had mercury poisoning. I'm a pescatarian. I haven't eaten things that walked in, since 1986. But I sort of prided myself in my diet, thinking that I was like the Japanese people, eating very healthy by eating a lot of fish. They're basically eating their weight in seafood every year. And when I went to Minamata, Japan, where the first big mercury outbreak was discovered, I interviewed these doctors in the morning. And I asked them, "Can I take you guys out to lunch?" And they said, "Sure. What do you like to eat?" And I said, "Fish. Just like you guys love to eat a lot of fish." And they said, "Okay, So they took me to a sushi restaurant, and my interpreter ordered these big platters of seafood. And I looked around at the doctor's end of the table, and none of them were eating the seafood. Halfway through the meal, it's like there wasn't one piece of sushi eaten by anyone. And I said, "What's with this? Japanese people eat more seafood than anybody on the planet." He said, "Well, you should know that the people around this table were curious how fast mercury bioaccumulated in the human body. We realized it would be unethical to do a study on anybody else but ourselves. So we did this experiment. We called it the Supersize Me experiment, but Japanese style. They each ate 200 grams of tuna every day for a month. 200 grams of tuna is about less than half a can of tuna fish. It's what I put on a couple crackers. And these guys measured their mercury content in their blood at the end of each week. Their levels doubled at the end of the first 2 weeks. And they were buying the cheapest cuts of tuna they could. Bonito's a very small, short-lived tuna. And one of the doctors dropped out of the experiment because he could see where this graph is going. The other 5 continued on and said, "But you know what? Let's stop getting the cheap stuff. Let's get the good stuff. Must be something wrong with Bonito." So they sprung for the good tuna, the sushi-grade tuna. Their average level went up 8 times. And they said, "Do you eat a lot of tuna? Or do you eat a lot of fish?" And I said, "That's all I eat." And they said, "You should get your levels tested." I had the highest level my doctor had ever seen in Colorado. It translated to 40 parts per million in the blood. I was like a mid-level Minamata victim. If I continued like that, I would be like one of the victims that you see in the film. So when I went to the Tokyo Film Festival, I said, "That's why this film's a love letter. That's why, that's why I'm risking, my freedom to come over here to tell you this story." And now I got a hope that once this film gets seen in April, that hopefully they'll shut it down too. But that's really up to them. What our whole technique up until this point is to create what's called gaiatsu, outside pressure to create inside pressure for change.
So what's going on with some of your partners in crime here? What are they up to? Coming over tonight, I heard...
No, you have no idea. I mean, I realize I would love to tell a story tonight that I realize I can't tell because it's... let me just titillate your interest here. This is like the busiest, most exultant week of my life. And while we're doing all this stuff, while we're doing everything that we're doing, the Oscar celebration, we're going to parties and stuff like that, I've been working with federal agents in the middle of the night trying to bust a ring here, doing something really nasty like they're doing over here. And this has been it's so exciting. It's so, we brought the whole teams together in town. And I thought, this is perfect. So we're using all the gear is here, we're doing all the covert stuff. The feds are like, "Where do you get this shit from? We can't even get it." And so, this is last night we were working up, we've been working with the DAs here in town. And, he's like, "Louie, you can't release this story until we catch the mill guy."